Hola, you amazing artist, and welcome to the studio. So today we're continuing the 21 questions that every artist should ask themselves. And the question today is, what does success look like to me? The reason that this question is important is because there's a lot of standards out there for what success is supposed to look like. And I know that if you've been doing this artist thing for a while, you're gonna come up against these accolades or validation points of success when it comes to everyone out there that maybe is not an artist and is looking at the world in this typical societal point of view.
Oh man. Okay, so my idea of success when I was a kid was like global fame, right? I had pretty big ambitions of like rock stardom. I was like a rock star ballerina, actress, singer. Which is great because it fueled me to pursue certain creative endeavors.
So when I was a kid, I thought that success meant a few things. I thought that success meant that you had $1 million, right? Because if you had $1 million, then you were successful. I also thought that if you were president, that you were successful. And I also thought that if you were an astronaut, you were successful. Notice how none of that has anything to do with art.
What are we doing here?
I think Rafi and Klee had questions about success.
Success?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of stupid question is that?
As I got older and I was actually like when we were actually getting into like doing this art career thing, admittedly, I thought success looked like everything was easy. Like you reach a point where like you've put all the work in and then like everything's just easy. Like finances are stable, accolades are in place, acknowledgement is there, and like it's smooth sailing. Come to find out. Enough said.
So I grew up with a lot of people that were like really focused on money and really focused on like education. It's funny, one side of my family was very focused on education. The other side of my family, they're all entrepreneurs, but they were all focused on money. So like I was this weird hybrid where like all the things that I wanted to do, like I wanted to be a writer, I wanted to be an artist, I wanted to be a musician, right? But the narrative there was always that like those are the poor people. Even though we all listen to music, there's books everywhere and artwork obviously just takes over the world, but like those are the poor people. Like those aren't contributing to society. So the main one is money. A lot of people look at success as money. How much money are you earning? How much money do you have? How much money do you sell things for? Like basically money always seems to be a key point of success. In fact, when I talk to my dad, a lot of times I find myself reverting into that money talk. Like, oh yeah, I did this and this is how much money I made from it, because that seems to be a key point for validation. And I still gotta get out of my little kid brain when I'm talking to my family.
So yeah, money, bling, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like those things. You know, I like the creature comforts, new t-shirts, not running out of butt wipes, having someone make your dinners.
I mean, that sounds good too, but money.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Another key point is fame. Like, how famous are you? How many people know who you are and what it is that you do? If people think that you're famous, automatically they assume that you're successful. The other one is awards and titles, like basically accolades. If you get the accolades and you have enough of those accolades, then you are supposedly successful. Another one is job status, right? What is your job status? When it comes to job status, a lot of times people automatically just look at the artist part and just, you know, are like, meh.
Success is real simple. Success is money.
Oh, yeah, yep. Oh, yeah, money's good. Money lets you get stuff and...
Where'd this hand come from? What? That's not my hand.
Well,
So then my idea of success evolved again in recent times. And in more recent times, I decided that my idea of success was leaving one person, place, or thing better off for having encountered you, which was great because then I personally felt like I had already achieved my goals, or like if I wake up and achieve that goal every day, then I'm a success, which is amazing. It was a really good feeling. And honestly, I still think that's a really good mile marker.
The other one that people see as a definition of success is material possessions, right? The more you have, the more expensive things that you have. If you have that nice car or that nice house or that nice expensive blah, 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 you name it, then people assume that you're successful.
To show other humans the things. And then the other humans then...
Okay, so basically, success means getting a bunch of crap so that other people think that you are successful.
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb.
Another one is social media presence. How many people are following you, right? A lot of people see that when they see a large number of followers, they assume immediately that that person is successful. So before I even started my career as an artist now, when I first started, that was the main roadblock that I was fighting, right? Because it was like, there was this idea that in order to succeed as an artist, I needed to sell $1 million paintings, right? Because that's what you would see on the media, was that like this painting auctioned off for like $100 million. So in my mind, it was like, well, that's what it means to be successful. So like right there, like I shot myself in the foot. Like I was never going to feel successful starting out unless by some freak accident, I ended up at Christie's, you know, like with my first few paintings, which that just doesn't happen. So like that was when I first started like a long time, when I was even toying with the idea of doing it. I was in corporate. So like corporate was my real job. And then I had the little art thing on the side that I was too terrified to put out there because I was going to fail. Basically, you set yourself up to fail. If I don't make $1 million, I fail.
Money. Yeah, baby. Money.
I don't want to take away from the standard ideas of success, but the thing is that those are very finicky and fickle. If you're basing your personal success on any of these metrics that are outside of you, then you're gonna do the roller coaster game where when things are working out, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna feel successful, and when things are not, you are not going to feel so successful. The problem is that the way that we're used to viewing success is viewing it through a metric of other people's eyes, right? Like if other people view you as successful, then you are quote unquote successful. Later on, when I quit my corporate job and got together with you and traveled the country and basically became much more scrappy, I think that my idea of success changed. In all honesty, no matter how many people are viewing you as successful, if you personally don't feel successful, you're not getting any kind of benefit out of it. And I could tell you right now out of personal experience that no matter how much artwork you sell or how much you put yourself out there or how many people know your name, no matter what, it's not going to make you feel fulfilled and it's not going to make you feel successful. Did money make me feel successful? Did fame make me feel successful, like long term? No, those aren't the things that I could reach for all the time. The things that make me feel successful is feeling fulfilled.
Wrong! It's about the bling, baby! The shiny awards, the piles of cash, the flashy Instagram followers.
Oh, come on. You know that that's not true. Real success is not like this thing that you find outside of you. Even though we've all been trained in school that success comes from other people telling you that you're successful.
Yeah, but this fake money feels so good. And let's not forget the tiny sandwiches at fancy art events when you're ballin', endless platters of mini quitches.
Quitches, is that like French cuisine? Because I'm pretty sure that French cuisine is directly tied to success.
It's quitches.
Mm-hmm.
If it's successful, then yeah, French.
Quit. Is that even a real word? Success is whatever you decide it is. I mean, if you think it's quitches, then maybe that's it for you. For me personally, it's like, am I impacting people like in this video? Is anybody being impacted in this video?
Oh, impacting people? Very meaningful. But you know what's even more meaningful? Art that pays your electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
Lights on, Rafi. Lights on!
Okay, I get it. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are ruled by that. And that's understandable because obviously you want to make money to pay your bills. If you're looking at selling art and making a lot of money as a way to feel successful in your art business, then you're going to cut yourself short before you even get going. And most importantly, it's all about getting going in an authentic way, being you and creating what it is that you want to create and put out there, being authentic.
Did I mention the tiny sandwiches yet?
Yes, you did, and those are great perks, but the truth is, ultimately the thing that makes me feel most successful is being able to create for myself.
Ah, yes. The old create for yourself spiel. And when you're done creating for yourself, feel free to send me a little commission check. I'll make sure I spend it authentically.
I'm not here to tell you how to live. You get to decide how it is that you're going to live and what your metric for success is. But that's the thing. That's why this question is so powerful, because it allows you to think about it. What does success mean to me?
Let's agree to disagree. Now pass me a quitch and get back to work. Those paintings aren't going to sell themselves, you know.
I'll take a quitch also.
2 quitches.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to include the puppets.
Most recently, my current real-time definition of success, which I'm pondering now that you've asked me the question, is pretty simple. And maybe it's a little sciencey, but also try to take it like it's sciencey and it's also philosophical. So my definition of success now is to take in information in real time and grow and adapt. And if you can do that, you are a success. I mean, that's essentially the biological definition of success, right? If a species can take in information from its environment and from inside itself, and it can grow and adapt in a constantly changing universe, right? Then the success rate is much higher. So I've taken that and I'm trying to embody it, grow and adapt, take in information, grow and adapt. And I think the more flexible you are and the less rigid you are, the more success you'll experience.
As you're contemplating this question, I want you to think of some of the internal things, some of the things that really could spark that fire of success under you, right? Redefining what success means and not worrying so much about being validated by other people or even other people understanding the fact that maybe you feel successful and they're like, oh, why do you feel successful? My idea of success became, I'm doing it. I'm putting it out there and I am going to become an unstoppable force. So the more unstoppable that I became, which meant that I was just persistent, right? So if a gallery said no, I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to put my stuff out there. If willing to put my stuff on a sidewalk in front of any business that would allow me to, because it was like, I'm unstoppable. And, you know, we started out at the flea market and because the gallery said no. So that to me, that felt successful. Does that bring you a sense of success? The fact that you're making time to create what it is that you want to create. The other one is authenticity, feeling authentic about who you are, putting yourself out there as who you are and not trying to jump through hoops or get a seat at a table. Who cares about the table? You don't need the table. You could create your own table. You're a creative. The other one is impact. What kind of an impact are you leaving on people? Are you leaving a positive impact? Are you getting out there? Are you inspiring other artists to do the same, be persistent, put themselves out there? You know, what kind of impact do you want to leave behind? The other one is growth and learning. I am constantly learning about myself. I'm learning about what I'm capable of. I push outside of boundaries, right? To me, that's success. Like to live a fulfilled life where you're constantly pushing yourself to do more and be more. The other one is freedom. The freedom to be who I want to be, right? A lot of people revolve this one around money, thinking that money is going to bring you freedom. The truth of the matter is that true freedom comes from being you, from being yourself, right? And a lot of people think that money is going to buy them that sense of being able, you know, once they have money, then they don't have to worry about what other people think. To be honest with you, true freedom happens when you just don't worry about what other people think. All these people that said that it wasn't possible, right? So there was this fire under my butt. The problem with that I found later on was that once you basically make the naysayers shut up, or, they go away or whatever like that, then, what's the fire? What's left? What are you reaching for? You already like made a bunch of people eat crow. Like, what are you going to do? I had to redefine success for myself. And I think at this point in my life, I'm at a place where like success for me means authenticity and just being myself in everything that I do, because I think that that's like the biggest challenge that we face as humans, let alone artists, is like, am I creating the stuff that I want to create? Am I having fun? Am I appreciating every day? Am I being the weirdo that I want to be when I'm with everyone? Anything that is creatively motivated from your heart, to me, like joy and passion, that's like automatic success. If that's the way that I'm living my life, then it doesn't matter what else I have, whether it's accolades, money, or anything else. If I'm feeling joy and passion, then I am successful.
If somebody came to me and they were like, I don't feel successful, or I'm struggling with what my idea of success looks like, I think the first thing I would say is that success is a dynamic and malleable thing. Just like my definition of achieving success is a dynamic and malleable thing. So it's not like decide it now and then that's what you have to stick to forever. It's like every day you can wake up and define what success looks like for yourself. And it doesn't have to be like this grand thing. It doesn't have to be a world-changing thing. Like success might look like making a heart-centered choice for yourself or as a parent or a family member or a friend, instead of making a reactionary choice. Like, it doesn't have to be like this big thing. It can be a big thing, but it's like the little things that lead you to the big things anyway. So I think if we start defining successes in more chunks and as a more dynamic thing, like that could really help clear up what could otherwise be sort of muddy.
I don't understand why people worry about success so much. Because, I mean, you're either, like, living life, or you're just, like, what else could you do? Just live life.
A big one for me is overcoming challenges. Whenever I overcome a challenge, like any kind of challenge, or maybe push out of a comfort zone or face a fear, to me, that's like success. Like I am winning. I am constantly winning. Man, I hope that phrase isn't ruined. I am winning. I feel like all that other stuff, like the accolades and the money and all that stuff, kind of is a side effect of doing that. But that's my belief, that's the way that I see it, because like, I that's the thing that drives me to keep going and put myself out there. Because the more I put myself out there, the more me I have a chance of being. And the more fears I confront at being me, putting it out there. If I was talking to somebody that maybe felt successful within themselves, but like everyone around them was not getting it, because that's one of the biggest issues we face as artists, is that like, you finish a painting and you feel successful because you're like, oh my God, I conquered this thing that I didn't know that I could do, and it looks amazing. And then you show it to somebody and they're like, that's nice, right? Because they have no concept of what went into making it. Or you show your stuff for the first time and somebody's like, oh, big deal, because they've never put themselves in a position where they're putting something out there, right? They just don't get it. And so like you're feeling successful and they just don't get it. What I would say to somebody like that is, don't ever rely on somebody getting it. My life became so much easier when it came to putting my stuff out there and really embracing the life of being an artist, when I started to realize, like, I'm never gonna get that pat on the back from my dad. I'm never gonna get the validation from these people. And if I do, if by any chance, because a lot of people will come out of the woodwork later on and be like, oh, I always knew that you were gonna be great at this thing, right? That's all fine and dandy, but I was gonna do it regardless. I'm not waiting around for the validation. And that sucks, because you want to be surrounded by people that, make you feel like you communicate in the same language. And in that case, I would tell those people, find a community, find your people, you know, by putting your stuff out there more, you end up finding your people. You find people that challenge you and really inspire you to do more, because they're not just like, well, I don't get it. You know, my dad till this day, when he sees my abstract art, he just does not get it. He's like, you're still doing those paintings about nothing? And I'm like, yep, I am, Dad. And you know, you don't get it. That's fine. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with the fact that some people are just not going to get it. And that's fine. They don't need to get it. You need to get it.
That's why money makes it easy. Where the hell is this hand coming from?
This is why I think this question is important to revisit, because it really gets you thinking of what success is. Unfortunately, because of the way that we grow up in this world, viewing validation and all these things in the way that we do, a lot of times we don't even think about what the concept of success is to us, the personal thing that makes us feel successful, and we just kind of jump through these metrics of everyone else out there. And so think about this question: what does it mean to you to be successful? If you find yourself measuring yourself up to some standard that is outside of you, then that's where I would really question that. I would really question that.
So butt wipes, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's really great to not run out.
So you wipe your butt with butt wipes?
Yeah, doesn't everyone?
Do you even have a butt?
I mean, yeah, it's there.
'Cause,
Don't
you know, I like big butts and I can't.
And that's it, you guys. That's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got something out of this. Remember, these questions are really powerful, and these are things that you should ask yourself. What I would love to hear from you is what your idea of success is. What is the thing that really puts a fire under your butt and makes you feel successful? And because you know that when you feel successful, you just keep going. You keep going because you feel successful. Even if everybody else is like, you're not successful, you just keep going. And a big shout out to the Rogue Artist family on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. It's your contributions that make these videos possible. So you rock. And for all you rogues out there, thank you so much for watching the video, for spending this time with me. I absolutely adore you. You guys are amazing. And hey, if you haven't watched the videos and you like this video, go ahead and click right over here to subscribe so you could watch our other videos. And other than that, I've got books and stuff that I got to finish. And yeah, so I will talk to you later. Adios.